Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with The Outer Worlds Blind. Now, last time I died a couple times, so I think I'll try pursuing the other objective. Hopefully, maybe it involves less combat or something.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay. Don't kill me!
Do I want to get into that? To be honest, not necessarily. Hotel to Wilderness discovered.
Maybe there's another way through.
Could I use that? I'll steal it. Just because it might be a significantly better weapon than what I have. I'll test it. It's only 6 shots though. But how do I get back? Is there a key I could steal? Okay, I'll test it. Okay, at least the damage is high enough that I can conceivably defeat someone in this location. Okay, no, come back to me. Yeah, it should even the odds somewhat. how do I get across? The Prophet runs her seminar retreats out of an extreme productivity camp deep in the Wilderness Exploration Reserve. Yeah, but there have to be controls for the bridge, or at least for the gate. Is there anything inside here? Wilderness checkpoint note. Even, remember cards tonight. If you don't show up, I'll set up a Raptidon loose in here with you. I'm kidding, but don't forget, you hear? I need help knocking Bea down a Ranger 3. She's had me writing field reports for all week. A Botanical Operations Building. Cards tonight. Okay, that doesn't really help me, because this isn't about that. This is about the lost guy. But I guess it does kind of help me because it's still experience. So I'll go look for him.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis concludes. The losing player used an overly cautious strategy that led to an insurmountable deficit in points.
Didn't Vargas describe Evan as overly cautious? I guess it showed in his play.
Slug discipline records show a half-dozen reports of illegal gambling in games of chance on company property. Perhaps there's evidence of an ante for this game?
Maybe he had a gambling debt someone cashed in on. Can you tell me anything?
Sublight Underground takes care of its own. Might Helen have to go and die in our hotel? We don't need that kind of notoriety.
Slug storeroom. Ah, that's what the key was for. That I got as a reward for the problems with the pool. Hello, Sublight Underground agent. Please remember not to fire your weapons at the hotel guests unless no one else is around. Alert to all Sublight Underground agents. Until further notice, no Eridanos atmospheric complex. The Eridanos atmospheric complex is under lockdown. No person is permitted to arrive or depart without explicit permission from Mr. Kincanon. To L. Vargas. Hey, Miss Vargas. Wanted to let you know that everything is under control. The situation's normal, just a small weapons malfunction and a slight gas container combustion. Workplace hazard, really. Maybe if you actually trained us instead of spending all of your time shouting your overinflated head off, slag wouldn't need to buy itself a new wall. Oh, well, live and learn, yeah? Someone not part of your crew. To anyone on my idiot maintenance crew is still alive and not actively on fire, I've got a dozen reports about an explosion in the generator room. Last I recall, I sent a team of U-Haul heads down there for a routine inspection. Please tell me you remembered to shut down the void-forsaken generator before you started driving around in there. Tell me you at least remembered the most basic of safety procedures, because if you forgot again, I swear on my grandmother's grave, I will find out, and then I will find you. And if, and I mean if, any of your organs are still functioning after I've finished with you, I will rip them out and sell them to the nearest Bratwurst vendor, which will maybe make half a dent in the mandatory damages you've caused on Slag's behalf. Fuck. Lily Vargas. It's the Grand Colonial Hotel. It doesn't really tell me where that guy is, but investigate botanical operations. So you're telling me there's possibly more evidence in here? The Dissident Queen, Chapter 3. Halcyon Helen commits regicide. Some hours have passed since Helen's entry into the dissident hideout. She had fought no small number of slugmen, destroying the abomination in singular fashion, and had met several employees from many corporations, each forcibly taken by the dissidents for use as test subjects. One such freed captive, who had called himself Hephaestus Harry, had accompanied her as she descended into the lair of the dissident queen. Helen has exchanged only a few words with him, and now would be able to exchange no others, as the man now lay in a bloody heap at the foot of the dissident queen, who, as Helen now saw, was not a person, but a tremendous mutant slug. The dissidents who had apparently been guarding her were themselves quite dead, and lay in various stages of mastication throughout the room. The queen feasted on Harry's remains, but as Helen stepped forward, the monster wriggled around to face her. A true queen for a gang of parasites, Helen shouted. The dissident queen reared back, opening its mandibles wide, and gave an inhuman shriek that shook the very foundations of the base. Doesn't really tell me anything about where the guy went. Maybe there's a post-it? Work assignment list. A slug employee schedule under C. Play Purpleberry Orchards and Connector Complex. Someone has scratched out a name and replaced it with Evan O'Connell's. So he's actually in that place where I needed to go anyway for that other thing, the main quest. Alright, I guess, well, at least with that new rifle, I probably have a greater chance of survival. So I'll go back and save. And I'll take Sam and Felix, because I think they have the greatest firepower.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Neutralize and sanitize. Come, custom. Don't forget to wash your wounds.
So much blood! Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
to kill germs. On the job.
Ah, for the love of God.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Done.
Congratulations, customer. Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity. Mean and ready to kill germs.
Security Officer Danvers, nightly report number 27. No sign of trouble, but I'm on the lookout. If it's out there, I'll find it. Wait, I think I see someone. Approaching now. Excuse me, sir or madam. I require your participation in my nightly security report.
Okay, so he got murdered. And no, Denver's as a different person, actually. Okay, I might be back if I remember about this before I leave Eridanos.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's Corporation. His rank would have been that of Jawbreaker or higher. This security guard has experienced premature expiration. Evidence strongly suggests a conflict with marauders.
I doubt Rizzo's would ever shed a tear over him.
Well, is that it? Investigate the complex. Apparently it's not it. Yet.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Hey, crew C. It's Amelia. Evan must have gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this.
Come out! Come out to play!
Whoa! He's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you slackwit.
So if you're telling me that wasn't him either, he was just high or drunk, and should currently be under the hotel.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This card also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
Customer, would you like to steam clean this blood-stained uniform? Say yes within 10 seconds to confirm.
Hacking skill too low. Okay, I'll go look for him. Because that at least will be another quest done.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste of rainbow.
Employees only.
Easy now. Of course, the hotel don't give their workers a decent living. Why would they? That'd be, you know, decent. Jackass isn't...
Performance evaluation is sterling.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, I've detected a structural anomaly within a 0.8 meter radius of this locked door.
Could you narrow that down for me?
This floor panel is 0.3 millimeters shorter than regulation length, suggesting unauthorized modification.
Which floor panel exactly? Underneath the loose panel is a slightly dirty keycard. What? Is he mutated into this thing, or has it killed him? Well, it has killed him.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis confirms this is Evan O'Connell. Analysis also confirms he is dead.
What's the cause of death?
Per additional study of this body's skeletal structure, the cause of death was head trauma.
Head trauma?
Further analysis indicates Evan's fatal injuries were sustained from blunt force trauma to the back of the skull, and his head collided with the ground.
Check for giant slugs.
There are no Eridanium gigaseus present at this time. However, Eridanium gigaseus do appear to be responsible for the early decomposition of this body's surface tissue.
Check for evidence of foul play.
There are traces of blood on Evan's hands, Inspector.
Whose blood?
Analysis concludes this blood is human, type A. Medical records indicate Evan O'Connell's blood is type O.
Sounds like he cut himself on someone else.
It is highly likely the blood is the result of an altercation.
I think it's time we talk to Miss Stillwell.
If you wish to question Amelia Stillwell, Slug's scheduling records indicate that she is presently on duty at the pilot house checkpoint.
Okay, you're unlikely to need this at this point, what with being dead. Still need to get out without causing a scene. Work IDs of Helen's sidekicks. This pile of cartridges contains IDs of Halcyon's sidekicks who were killed, mortally wounded, mulched, melted, torn to ribbons, decapitated, or turned into mechanicals in the line of duty, or otherwise identified post-mortem. Typhon Team, Olympus Opal, Terra to Terry, Sparks the Wonder Candid, Barbicus 1900 through 1999, Bold Vanderhue, Eridanos Eve, Inconsequential Groundbreaker Maintenance Worker 13B9, Caleb, Bison the Broker with 4 Broken Limbs, Halifax, the entire 26th season of the Tilebikers, IDs Black and Beyond, individual recognition, Stakeout Steve, Dirk Tenderly.
Ready for contact mode. Upon command, affirmation.
You, hear about the murder?
How the hell could I not have heard about it? We couldn't even leave.
I don't want to question Amelia Stillwell, so... Is she over here? No, that's where... Oh, that's Lily Vargas, so I guess she's in the other place.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
Non-slug personnel aren't permitted on the pilot house. Can I help you with something?
I need to ask you some questions about your coworker, Evan O'Connell.
Sure. He in trouble or something?
Well, I guess I can't hide that from her, so I'm afraid he's dead.
You're kidding! Evan's dead? That doesn't... I don't understand. Can I ask what happened?
You tell me. You're the one who took him to A2. Drop the... I guess I can be more direct and pretend to know more than I already do. Drop the act. You took him to A2. You know damn well what happened.
I know he got drunk on the job, and I took him back to the hotel to sleep it off. Left him on one of the beds in A2. He seemed fine.
Bullshit. You killed him when you got to A2, didn't you? Come on, I know there's more to this story.
Why would you think that?
Because of the blood I found. There was a fight, right?
Well, shit. You really are an inspector, aren't you? I walked Evan to A2, like I said. And then, out of nowhere, he just came at me. One minute he's laughing and yelling about sharing his joy. And the next, he's choking the life out of me. Grinned the whole time he was trying to kill me, too.
How did you get away?
Dumb luck, I guess. I got a good hit in, threw him off, and ran like hell. If I'd known the fall killed him, I don't know. I should have told someone.
I have more questions.
What do you want to know?
I found slugs on Evan's body. Any idea what's that about?
I can't help you there.
If Evan was a victim in all this, we owe him to find out what happened.
Have you been to Purpleberry Orchards, Inspector? Awfully nice out there. You should visit.
Well, thanks for the tip.
Anytime.
Why didn't you tell anyone Evan attacked you?
Because Evan would never attack anyone. I barely believe he attacked me, and I was there. Guess it shook me up pretty good. Evan's always been a total sweetheart. I don't get it.
What are you holding up?
I don't know. The whole thing shook me up something fierce, but I'm still here. I'm upset. Angry at Evan. Sad about him being... scared folks won't believe me. I'm not much for math, so I couldn't tell you how that averages out. But thanks for asking. So, what happens now, Inspector?
Well, I don't necessarily want to get you in trouble. Maybe it was self-defense. I just want to untangle this web.
Fair enough. I just wish I could understand why he did what he did. Evan he was my friend. Or I thought he was. I don't know. I hope you're able to make more sense of this than I can, Inspector.
But she said I should take a look at the orchards, so maybe I won't report to her yet.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations.
Sorry, can't talk. We're busy having a very tedious conversation.
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my instant coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who is this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this fella. I think it's mightily more likely that he's under your payroll. Here to burn down what you haven't already.
I'm here to investigate the murder. Go about your business.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
Have you seen Halcyon Helen at all prior to her death?
Yeah, I saw her. Tried to flag her down for an autograph, but to no avail. Ran right by me. No idea where she was heading. Seemed like she had a lot on her mind.
Who are you?
I'm the Overseeing Orchardist of the Purpleberry Orchards. My job is to make sure we hit our production quotas.
So he's the fellow with the whip. Bet he thinks his job's the only one that matters.
You better believe it is. Unfortunately, I also have to fight a constant battle with unproductivity. We sure as hell ain't winning that right now. We're way behind, and with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown set to unveil soon, we can't afford to be this way for long. Hell, it'd look grim for my job even if Slug weren't trying to knock me off my perch.
I get the feeling you don't enjoy your job very much.
Where'd you get that idea? Don't I look happy? Being here is an unemployment sentence. I can't blame anyone else for any screw-ups because I'm in charge. And there's loads of direct scrutiny from the administrator. Those void-damned lab coats and R&D knew that. It was why they sent me here. I think they knew the orchards were going to start having problems too. Bastards.
So what is it you do as an Overseeing Orchardist?
Supervise, make sure produce gets where it needs to go, cry every couple days. I report directly to Administrator Ludovico, which is more than a little stressful. Okay then.
You seem like the man to ask about the orchards.
Whether or not I like it, yes, that's right.
I overheard you complaining about quotas.
Yeah, quotas are higher than ever because of the upcoming release of Spectrum Brown, but we haven't been hitting them. Frankly, it's ridiculous. Our workers are all about 30% more productive than usual. They keep getting injured, which is setting us behind. I blame the treatment Rizzo's keeps making them get.
Rizzo's making its workers get some kind of treatment?
Look, they don't tell me the specifics. All I know is that the workers leave their typical morose selves and come back more chipper than an automechanical woodcarver. Look at Jacob, our groundskeeper, if you ain't met him. If he were any less personable before, I'd have had him replaced with a trained canid. Now he's all smiles.
What sorts of accidents have been happening?
It's like the workers all forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. And that's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. And yet, I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a mosquito hive. Even as he died, he looked fairly pleased. Okay then.
I overheard you mention sabotage.
Yeah, just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the Orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
What sort of sabotage has there been?
Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I'd guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
You mentioned an increase in worker accidents.
Yeah, it was what I mentioned earlier. I swear, if I didn't know better, I'd think our workers were getting hurt on purpose.
I could figure out what's really going on.
Thank the law, some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree. I'm sorry you had to come in on such a brusque conversation. Not everyone appreciates the work Slug does on Eridanos.
Especially not folk that Slug is trying to extort.
Alright, it seems I need to say it yet again. We're not stomping upon your purple berries or knocking your workers off the planetoid. All we want is for you to pay your dues.
And I want you to stop setting our exterminator mechanicals loose and breaking our machinery.
This is how the conversation has gone for the last hour and a half. As you can see, it hasn't been terribly productive.
Any sign of Halcyon Helen recently?
Nope. Sorry, but this is the first I've visited this area in over a month. Shame about Helen. Liked her movies.
I don't buy it. A real...
Celebs as big as Helen always seem to elicit strong binary opinions in people. But that's neither here nor there. What can Slug do for you?
What seems to be your problem with the overseeing orchardist?
Well, he's being difficult, as you've no doubt seen. All I'm here to do is enforce an agreed-upon business relationship. But our friend here is disinclined to settle.
Don't tell me to settle. Why don't you settle?
Yes, I'll be sure to do that. I know what you must be thinking, but no, I'm not here to atomize his kneecaps. I just want Slug to get what we're owed.
Any truth to his accusations of sabotage?
If I hear that question one more time, I swear... Look, we just want to get paid. Hampering our clients' productivity is not a good way to get paid. In fact, It's bad business.
Is this an official arrangement with Rizzo's?
Much as we love giving the bureaucrats 29% of our profits, technically not. Official contracts have some rather obscene fees and documentation. Instead, our company's opted for a non-official manager's agreement. I'm just here to make certain our friend over there pays on time. Yes, I think we've spoken enough about that imbecile.
I wanted to ask about you.
You're welcome to. I don't have any secrets.
Do you do anything other to make sure Slag's business partners pay on time?
Certainly. When I'm not out on a job, they usually stick me in the Slug mess hall. I may be a service collector, but that doesn't mean I can't make a damn fine trip of kale pie.
Whoa, it's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer! Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
I can't tell if she's happy or dying on the inside.
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Yeah, you don't look normal. And what in-law's name is that on your neck?
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
How long have you had this passenger?
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
Yep, that obviously doesn't sound normal. Don't move, I'll try to cut it off for you.
Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you! Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
Okay, now I'm getting worried. How did you pick this thing up?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's great.
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Halcyon Helen was in the orchards. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
You do know Bertie's a suspect in Helen's murder investigation, right?
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
What can you tell me about the orchards?
I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my 3rd favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio-guided as a special bonus feature.
I might be interested in hearing more about your tours.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my fourth favorite subject. Every part of the orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge.
What are my options?
We have 3 tour options: Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way. Premium includes a 10-minute pass to the Sprat Petting Zoo. Premium Plus comes with the novelty Purpleberry and Amber, and the Golden Ticket is audio-guided in addition to being self-guided.
I am pretty sure this is a waste of money, but I'll still buy a ticket.
Which kind would you like?
Golden?
You're in luck. We have 1 left. Normally they're 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound? That's great. Thank you so much. Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing, too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
I think I prefer that. Okay, I'll go around and try to solve the local problems, but that's going to be next time because this episode has been long enough. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.